And we're live. Awesome. Okay, welcome everybody to the Team Go-Getters weekly team call. This is our kickoff call. Before we jump into anything, I like to wait 1 to 2 minutes just so I can start seeing some viewers popping on, because I know there's a little bit of a delay when you do YouTube Live. So we're just going to wait 1 second. Today we have Tara Bialek, as you can see. She's in the little box down there. I don't know what you guys ever see, but she's muted right now. Okay, I see some viewers, so I'm going to go ahead and kick this off. So welcome everybody to our kickoff call. This is the Team Go-Getters weekly team call. Of course, weekly means we're going to do it every week on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So I want you guys to right now, I know you have your phone right next to you, grab your phone, create an alert in your phone, add it to your calendar so you're always reminded to get on this call, because there's something about being on the live call. And also, if you miss the live call because you're at work or whatever, that's totally fine. But then have that time when you plan on listening to this call, have that time in your phone. So just schedule it within your day, because what happens is we got kids, we have lives, we get busy, and then we forget to listen to the recording. And then by the time you remember, it's already for the next week, and then you're 2 weeks behind, and so on and so forth. And you don't want to get behind, because I have a jam-packed schedule of guest speakers. So for example, today we have my top coach, Tara Bialek. She is a 15-star diamond coach. And for those of you who don't know what 15-star means, that is the highest rank that you absolutely can get in the business. The highest rank that you can get. And she had reached that rank in under 2 years. So, I mean, it's like a big deal. She's pretty much a big deal. And she's been an elite coach for multiple years. And I'm going to introduce her more in a second here. But before I get into that, next week we have Janelle Summers speaking on our call. The week after that, we have Jen Richardson, and she's going to be talking about how to work your business on Instagram and how to gain a following over there, how to recruit over there, how to invite people over to Facebook from there. I mean, Instagram is definitely something that I have just started utilizing again. I had in the past, but I kind of put that on the back burner, and I've started utilizing it again. And I'm so happy I have, because I'm meeting so many wonderful people over there, and it really does help your business. So Jen Richardson will be speaking on that. We have Brittany Giza, who will be speaking on our call on July 12th. July 19th, we have Carrie Ann. July 26th, we have Joelle. She's going to be talking about tracking and networking, so building your network. And then August 2nd, we have my sister Jackie Buchanan. So we have like a superstar lineup here. So you will not want to miss these calls. On top of this call, so this call again, Tuesday, 11 a.m. Central Time. Then the next day, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time, you will have Janelle's team call. These, I know there's a lot of calls, okay, guys? I know there's a lot of calls, but these 2 calls are very, very important for your business, because they're always going to be giving you the up-to-date information on how to grow your business effectively, okay? And then also the national wake-up call. That's like a no-brainer. Those are on Mondays. Okay, so I know that's a lot. So just try to schedule it in your day. We try to keep these around 30 minutes. I know Janelle does hers around 30 minutes. So it's definitely doable to do during your workout, while you're in the shower. If you guys don't have one of those Aqua speakers for your shower, they're really cheap on Amazon. Get it on Prime. You have it in a day or two. Stick it in your shower. You can listen to your audio program while you're in the shower and getting ready. So just make it fit it in, okay? Okay, so the last thing that I wanted to mention is that it's June 21st. So that means it's getting very close to the end of the month, but at the same time, you have tons of time to lock in Success Club. I know it's sometimes when it gets to the number 20, I get messages from my coaches like, oh my gosh, Mindy, I only have 2 points, or I have 0 points, or whatever. Don't stress out, because you have plenty of time, even if you're at 0 today, to lock in Success Club 5. Success Club, for those, I know there's a lot of new coaches that listen to these calls. Success Club is just locking in 5 points. That's it. Only 5 points every single month. And if you think of it as it's going to be difficult, then it will be difficult. But if you think, oh yeah, it's only 5, I can do that. it will be easy. It will be more, I shouldn't say easy because nothing's ever easy, but it will be more, it's just more simple to think about it that way. You get 2 points for every challenge pack, and that could be from a customer or adding a new coach and they get a challenge pack. You get 2 points for that, and then you get 1 point for every Shakeology Home Direct sale. Okay, so that means if you got 3 people in a challenge group every single month with a challenge pack, or added 2 to 3 coaches every single month with a challenge pack, you lock it in. And for me, my minimum is adding 3 to 5 coaches every single month. That's a minimum for me. And then on top of that, I like to host a challenge group with a minimum of 3 to 5 people in it. So if you set those goals for yourself, Success Club will just be locked in. The first month, it might be a little more, you might have to put more of an effort. The second month, it'll come more natural. The third month, it's just like clockwork. The fourth month, it's just locking it in without even thinking about it. Okay? Because you're just doing the work, doing the basic to-dos consistently, and over time you see results. Plain and simple, right? So I just want you guys to know, don't wait till the last minute. Get a plan in action right now. Start inviting, doing the 3 vital behaviors, inviting to your challenge group, inviting to learn about the business, and get Success Club locked in because it is essential for your business. Okay? That's one thing about Tara, who I'm going to introduce now, that she did from day one. Some people join this business and it takes them a little bit, like myself, to really learn the amazing opportunity that I had in front of me and, realize that I could do this and have that belief. But Tara was different. She joined, and from the moment she signed up, she just was like, oh, that's what you got to do. Okay, I know what I got to do, and I'm just going to do it. She was just like matter of fact about it. And she just started sharing what had already worked for her. She had gotten great results from the programs. So she just started sharing that with other people and inviting them in her challenge groups. She was hitting like Success Club, I think 20. And Tara, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but right out of the gate, she was like Success Club 20 in her first couple months. And she hasn't slowed down, you guys. Success Club has not, I don't think, Tara, you have never missed Success Club once, right? You've hit it every month. Yeah. So ever since the day she joined, she has hit Success Club every single month without skipping a month. That's how you do it. And she's going to share with you a little bit about her story, and she's going to also share with you about recruiting today. But Tara is a 15-star diamond coach. Like I said, for those of you who jumped on after, that is the highest rank that you can reach in Beachbody. And there's only a small percentage of the company who has reached that rank, and she is one of them. She has been an elite coach for multiple years. Like I said, she's never missed Success Club. And on just some more personal stuff, you'll see when she starts talking, but she's super down to earth and she shoots you straight. She's not like, somebody who's trying to like sugarcoat anything, or she's going to tell you how it is and how she's done it. She doesn't cover her answers. She's very open with sharing what works for her. And she's just like super funny and cool, and I just love her. She's one of my best friends. So I'm going to let her take it over and share with you some awesome tips on how to grow your business. So Tara, you can take it away.
Thank you. It is so cool to be on here. I am just so thankful. You're going to see the minions out back. It's summertime and it's a little crazy here. So hopefully I'm locked in the porch. Hopefully they don't come in. But I am so thankful to be here. Mindy's so awesome. She's been such a great mentor to me. And I thank God every day that I joined Team Go-Getters. Seriously. It is the training, the mentoring, just the support is phenomenal. And you guys, if you're listening, like, you guys are in a great place. So a little bit about me. I joined Beachbody in August of 2013, and I was a teacher, so I was going back to work. It was probably like 3 weeks before we were heading back, and I found Beachbody on YouTube. Actually, I found Mindy. I was using P90X, so I knew about it. I just didn't know there was a coaching opportunity until a friend of mine told me about it. that she heard about it. And I just YouTubed and researched and found Mindy. And I just felt immediate connection to her because she was so real and down to earth. And I'm like, wow, she's helping other moms and other women like herself. Like, I would love to do something like that. And I always had that in me. I just didn't know how to put it to use. You know, there's only so much you can do, you know, in your church or with your, you know, helping family and friends, but felt like there was more. I just didn't know what direction to take. And I didn't really want to step out of my little box because I don't like all of this is crazy to me. Like that I'm even doing this. I'm, you know, an introvert to a point where I don't, you know, I'm not so, I don't have a lot of, I don't like to talk a lot, and I'm not very comfortable in front of people I don't know. But when I know people, I'm better. Okay. So like, I'm the person that, you know, and I always say this, like I'm in the grocery store and I see someone I went to school with or whatever, I'm hiding from them. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just not my personality, where my mom is completely opposite. And she'll like hunt you down in the grocery store. You're like, oh my gosh. So, you know, and that's something that I definitely had to get over throughout this business. And it really actually, like, diving into the personal development and all of that really helped me come out of my shell, really helped me become the person that I was meant to be. You know, like, this business has done so much for me, not only helping my family and us in a financial way, but like personally, the personal growth. I am such a different person in such a better way. I have more to give people. I have more to give my family. So, you know, and this has all happened through personal growth and personal development. I is part of recruiting. It's the biggest part of it. So I'll just, you know, kind of dive right into that. And so I joined and I was like on a high. You know, I was like, this is so awesome. I have no clue what a challenge group is. I've just seen some videos on it, but I'm just going to try it out because trial and error, right? I knew if people were going to join me, we'd figure it out together. And that's the thing, like, don't be paralyzed so much with knowledge. You just have to figure it out. And that's it, trial and error. Even when I talk to my leaders, I'm like, guys, let's try this. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll do something else next month. You know, like, especially with like the recruiting techniques. And I'll talk about that. And then I'm always trying different things because some things work some months, some things don't work. Like, so you just kind of have to find your vibe. But when I started, I wasn't doing personal development, and I grew with challengers. Yes, I hit Success Club 20 or 30 or whatever, but there was something missing. I wasn't doing personal development. I was running on momentum. I wasn't recruiting. Like, it was really, really, really difficult for me to recruit. I was scared to talk to my challengers about joining me because I knew them. They were my warm market, right? A lot of the teachers were. I knew them, and it was really hard for me to talk to people I knew. I don't know why. What were they going to think of me? Obviously, I was so worried about judgment that I didn't present to them. And I only would talk to people I didn't know about the business because they don't know me. Like, it was just easier for me to talk to people I didn't know. So, and I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself and the business at this point. So when I did present the business and talk to people about the business, it probably didn't come, and I could look back on my messages, and it didn't, I mean, it came across like awkward, and you could tell, like, it's just not me. It wasn't me. So I knew at that point, I reached out to Mindy. I'm like, something's missing. I'm like, at this point, I'm diamond, but these people aren't working. They're people I don't really know, and they're not really in it like I am. And she's like, well, you're at this point, and, you know, and I felt like I could either quit or get over it, right? And I knew, like, my passion was to help people. So why am I going to quit? That's silly, you know? So she's like, are you doing personal development? I said, no. don't have time, all those excuses. She's like, you need to start doing it. So I read The Go-Giver, and that totally rocked my world. Like, that was everything I stood for. I was like, if this is what personal development is, like, I am all about it. So it is like that first part of recruiting is that mindset shift. 110%. I'm going to give you guys like 3 tips today. So the first one would be your mindset. You always hear people talking about it, but it is necessary at every point in this business, even when you're a top coach, even when you're like Mindy Wender or myself. Guys, we need it every single day. It's renewing of our minds every single day. So we need to really understand that it isn't about us. And that's what I had to understand at that point. It wasn't about me. It was about them. It wasn't about me making a certain rank. It wasn't about me getting a coach. It was about what this business can offer someone else. Who am I? Because I was making the decision for them before I even talked to them. I'm like, oh, they'd never do what I'm doing. They think I'm crazy. They've never said those things, but I made that decision for them. So basically, I was taking away a huge blessing because I was so scared of what people thought. I was so selfish, honestly. It's selfish for me to not share. So I started to think about those things, and I started to really dive into YouTube videos of success stories. I needed to fill my mind with what could really happen. What could happen in this business? So I watched testimonies of financial success in Beachbody. I watched testimonies of weight loss success and how lives were changed from Insanity, from T25, like all of these programs that we provide. I watched these stories. And that is what totally changed my mind. I was like, who am I? I'm just a vessel. Okay, I'm being used. I'm a vessel to share what I use, what has worked for me, what this business can do for someone. And they can either take it and run with me or not. But I need to put it out there. I can't hold it in because that's not fair. I had to stop thinking that I had to convince someone to join me and started to share what this business can do to change their lives or to meet the needs that they were presenting to me. So in our conversations, when they were presenting a need of, and I talk to a lot of people, and that's where it stems from. When you're not recruiting or bringing on coaches, it means that you're not talking to enough people. You can control the amount of people you talk to every day, every week. You can't control who joins you. So I said, if I can control the amount of people and my relationships, then I'm going to go for it, right? So I made a point to always build relationships. And I always did more. At the end of the night, I felt like I could reach out to 2 more people. I did. And most nights I did, because that's what's going to set you apart, right? So I went at it where, okay, I'm talking to people, and if they presented a need, which they always did, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but they always ask me something. And when they did that, I would share the opportunity. And just by a simple phrase like, and this is what Mindy has done, this is what Janelle has done, and this is what I have done. I mean, I've watched them. They've talked to us about this, and that's how simple it is. It really is. So, and I would say, I totally understand where you're coming from. I was in that place. Like if they're talking about being in debt, or they're talking about their career and they're not satisfied, or they're a mom and they want to get into shape, all of those things. And those are the people I'm talking to. So it's easy to connect with them. And I say, I understand. I was there. And I know how hard it is. Have you ever thought about doing something like I'm doing? Have you ever thought about coaching? I'd love to share how it's blessed me. I'd love to share a little bit more about it. That's it. I don't tell them everything that's involved. I don't tell them what we sell. I don't tell them I don't spew. And in the beginning, I did. And that's why no one responded. But I just asked them, and if, I always think to myself, I need to be confident in my words. And the only way that comes about is through that mindset and that personal development when you're talking to people. That's why I do my personal development in the morning before I go out and talk to anyone, and I do it in the morning before I post as well. I feel like my mind is right. I'm confident. I'm excited. They could tell in your voice. So when you are presenting the business, sometimes it's really good to use voice messenger. They can tell how excited you are and how passionate you are, and that's really contagious. People want that. People want a change in their life. They want something that will help, drive them and help them be the best that they can be and help them get into good shape and all of those things. That's our life. We only live once. Like, people need that and they're looking for that. So a couple of PD books that I read that has helped me, the Go Giver series. There's a whole series and I love all of them. I do love the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. It's really intense, but just really good. If you're like running and really pushing, that's a good book to get into. Even if you're lacking in areas, it will like kick your butt a little bit. I Am That Girl is really good. Anything by Joel Osteen I love. Like, he's my man. He's, that's what drives me. And I think like you need to find something that really speaks to you. Don't just read something to read something. The Slight Edge was killer in my business as well for this reason, like always doing a little bit more. Okay, the second thing I wanted to talk about. So the first thing, mindset, crucial, and doing it first and foremost. You need to grow yourself first. Second is, okay, how do we attract like business builders or our ideal coach? Like, how do we do that? I think the more that you figure out who you are, and that comes with personal development, the easier it becomes to attract your ideal coach. Because you've ever heard that your vibe attracts your tribe. It's true. The more you share of your story on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever you use, Snapchat, whatever, and you post about yourself, you're posting about yourself to your ideal person, which is you, right? The more you're going to attract people like yourself. In the beginning, I started posting to everyone. I didn't want to miss anyone. I was like, I'm just going to throw it out there, all health and fitness and life and in general. And as I got further along in the business, I narrowed it down. And I'll tell you right now, do narrow it down in the beginning. Don't wait. Because as soon as you figure out your niche, which is like who you can relate to, what characteristics do they have? What stores do they shop at? What does their family look like? Are they single and carefree? Or do they have kids? Are they a stay-at-home mom? Are they a working mom? Do they work part-time? Do they shop at like Banana Republic, or do they shop at like Target, or both? Do they like the nicer things in life, or is it a mix? Whatever. I had to really narrow it down and I made a list, and I actually did an avatar of my typical chick, and her name's Sam. She's totally down to earth, really like chill. She has kids. She goes to church. She's into her faith, and she's very funny. And she likes to shop at Old Navy, because that's where I shop for a lot of stuff. And that's where I always, it's like, so little things like that. Like, I really focus on that person. And a lot of times those coaches that I attract that are like that are the ones that do really well in the business, because they're like me, in some areas. And they're not going to be exactly like you, obviously, but that's okay. So you need to really figure out who you're posting to. And every post should be about for that person. And I'm not saying like it's easy when you're posting from the heart and you're posting your story, because you're going to appeal to that person. Like, I don't want you to go out and think, okay, I have to be a robot and post to that. No, it's going to come naturally, because that's who you are. Like, when you're being fake and being someone you're not, that's when it's going to be unnatural, and it's going to be then all over the place. And you're going to be able to tell on your Facebook page, you're going to be like, wait, is she that? And then once they talk to you, it doesn't match up with what you're posting, that whole thing. So definitely being you, posting about your story, about your life, funny things, all of those things are going to start attracting people. Posting about PD is good early on because the people that are watching you post are your next challengers. They might not be liking it, but they're watching. They could be your next coaches. They could be your next leaders. So on your friends list right now, if you think about it, those can be your next challengers, coaches, and leaders on your team. So posting about PD can actually start intriguing people to really start better, like growing themselves and growing their own mindset even before they start coaching, and what a habit to get into before you jump in, right? Think about some target words that you want to use in your posts. Like, who are you attracting? Are you moms or kids? I always post about my kids and the things that they do that drive me crazy because that's mom life. I'm not gonna post about butterflies and unicorns all the time because you guys know if you're a mom, that's like 10% of it. Oh goodness, especially on summer break. But those are the things, and showing your personality. I mean, we have it made with Facebook Live, and I know it's so scary for a lot of you. And guys, it was scary for me in the beginning. I'm used to videos where I can show it or not. Where Facebook Live is a little different, like it's there. But listen, if you do a Facebook Live video and you're doing it just to share little things about what's going on, you could share little things about your life. You can show your personality so much more in a video. So I definitely recommend those, but you could always erase it if after you're like, that was a little awkward. You could always erase it. And people aren't perfect, so they're not looking for you to be perfect. I remember my mother-in-law saying to me, like, she said, I love how your videos are not so cookie cutter perfect. You're just you. And yes, you do throw on some makeup, but obviously you want to be your best version of you, but I'm just me. And we don't want you guys to be anyone that you're not. We want you to be you, but just the best version of yourself. So for example, your Facebook page is a huge way to recruit. And when I say the word recruit, it is not a bad word. Like, people are like, oh, recruiting, it's such like a negative term. It's not. Like, when you're being recruited for a sports team in college or whatever, or major leagues or whatever, like, isn't that something that you're excited about? Like, if someone was recruiting me to play, I would be like super excited. I would feel valuable. I would feel awesome. Like, that's how we have to look at recruiting. Like, we see so much in that person that they can be an awesome coach and they can change their lives and their family's life. Like, that's how we have to look at it. Not what they can do for us, but what they can do for themselves. And recruiting is not a bad word. So when you're looking at your page, you don't want your profile picture to be of your cat or your dog, because it doesn't say who you are. Yes, it says maybe you like animals or you have an animal, but it should be a profile picture of yourself. Doesn't have to be professional, but make sure it's not fuzzy and weird so you can't see. But it could be a picture of you and your daughter, or you and your dog. That's totally fine. Just not like a random quote or picture. So you're telling people who you are with your page. Your cover photo should be clean and something. It could be landscaping of something, that's fine. Or your family, or tell a little bit about who you are. You can make something in Canva to make it a little more appealing as well. And make sure your posts offer value and share who you are. And when you do that, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So you just kind of have to get into a vibe of how that goes. And you want to sprinkle in coaching throughout your page. Now, even if you're a new coach, it's totally easy to do. And in the beginning, this is what I didn't do, and I should have. So you can share how coaching has helped you and supported you, like in your challenge group, how you've stayed on track because of coaching. Because you are a coach, you are more app to stay on track with your health and fitness. You could share how your personal growth, how much you have grown inside and out, because PD is one of our vital behaviors. You can share about a person on your team, just helping another person. Like, it's not just about you, it's about your team now. You can share financially, even if you made $70, like, what has that done for you? You can share that it has, paid for a bill, or paid for your car bill for the month, or paid for, a copay for your doctor, whatever it is. And make sure you use the disclaimer, the Beachbody disclaimer. Whatever it is, share it. It is not bragging, because what it's doing is giving other people hope in what this can do for them. And other people are watching. They may not comment. They may not reach out to you for months, but they're watching. Okay. There's so many people watching, even if they don't comment or like. So making sure that you definitely do those things. Those things are super important to share, to sprinkle in coaching. And you can do that multiple times a week for sure. People do it every day. So extra income, support, those friends that you've gained, going to an event like Summit. When Summit comes, you better be hyping that up, because that's when people have joined me, because they've seen that and they've been watching for a long time, and they're finally like, I'm ready. I want to do it. It looks like fun what she's doing as a job. So sprinkling in is what's going to kind of bring people to you and have them keep watching, right? And then sharing the coaching opportunity would be different. So there's so many ways we can share it. Now, I told you about the personal messages, one-on-one conversations. I'll tell you right now, that is the best way. That's the only way I grew my business, because I'll tell you, the one-on-one conversations lead up to the webinar, lead up to the sneak peek group. Like, those groups and the live webinar, the happy hour events, which I'll get into a little bit more, those are events and things that will share the coaching opportunity in depth with people, but it closes it. Like, it will close that it will close it. So they will join after that, but only if you have built a relationship before. So that's the after, okay? You really need to find out their goals and talk to them and build a relationship. And I'm not saying it takes months to do that. Sometimes it takes a couple conversations to just see where they're at. Sometimes it does take longer to present that sneak peek opportunity. But you need to definitely have a relationship with them going into something like this. I think that's really important. And I think a lot of people will just add people, and then they wonder why they haven't joined, or they wonder why they're not interested, because they don't really know you. You don't know them. They don't really, like, you really have to be behind that. So one-on-one conversations, sneak peek groups. Mindy and I just finished one. Basically, it's like you could do a 3-day or 5-day group where you learn more about coaching. You share some stories of coaches. We've had in the past coaches share some stories so they can see, like, there's all different types of people joining as a coach, and pretty much the details of it, okay? And these groups are really great. And they're really great because people get to see the community part of coaching, as well as get all that information. So I like the 3-day ones, because then you could keep it open all month. And all month you can be talking to people behind the scenes, one-on-one, inviting them to it, and add them in and tag them in the first post, and then have a follow-up time. So you always want to have that follow-up time before you add them to the group. I always say, and I learned this from GoPro, I always say, I can't wait. I'd love to add you. Would you be able to jump in today? Say today is Monday. I will check in with you on Friday in the afternoon. How does that sound? And they would say, great, sounds good, or whatever. And I'd say, great, expect a message from me, or expect a phone call, whatever you're doing. And usually when I'm following up, I'm using voice messenger, because I'll tell you, in most cases, people will respond better because they feel connected. Like, I can't tell you how many times I get, oh my gosh, I love that message from you. You know, I love your energy. I love that you took the time out and shared that with me. You know, it's because it's not just a copy and paste. It is, you really are you're offering value to them, and you really think enough about them to take time to talk to them. You know, that's why phone is important, but a lot of times it's hard to do and connect at a certain time. Zoom calls, you could do a Q&A Zoom call. Live webinars, I know we've done those in the past, and we actually have ones that are recorded that you could always use instead of a 3-day sneak peek. Sometimes I use webinars that have been recorded. Like, if I have a teacher that is looking into the business, I will send them mine that I did with Mindy. Or if I have someone you know, that is kind of into fitness and health and wants to, I will send them Janelle's. Like, so it depends on the situation. That's why we need to have conversations with them before we send them anywhere, right? We really need to stop thinking about ourselves and really think about what they need, right? Their needs. We're meeting their needs. And if you go into conversations in your business like that, you're going to succeed, definitely. So, and all of these things that I'm talking about behind the scenes, happy hour event. Happy hour event is an hour event. You could do one night. You could do it in an event page. And it would just be like every 10 minutes, you have a video. You could go live, Facebook Live, and share the coaching opportunity. Now, here's the thing. There are so many videos on YouTube about these different things. So you guys can check those out. But my advice, and this is what I did in the beginning, I worked with a success partner. I worked with Micah, and we did it together. Oh, I did it with her. Good night, bud. Sorry. And we did it together, and it was better that way because we were both new at doing these videos, and we wanted to kind of bounce ideas off each other. So if you have a success partner, great. If you don't, it's okay. I know if you posted in Team Go-Getters and said, hey, there are a couple people that want to do a live What is Coaching with me. I'd love for us to do it together. And then you could each take a video. I mean, you guys can be creative. You can do it with your own team and your downline. I really think that when people see you, like if you're trying to recruit and people see you in a video, it makes it more personal, and it makes them say, okay, I really want to do this with her. Look at how she's changed. Look at what she's doing. And look at, she made a video. And I mean, the Amy I knew wouldn't do something like, like it does bring a personal touch when you're starting to do whole goal, putting your own twist on things. And we have stuff, and we want you to use our stuff until you're ready to do that. But once you're ready, and you might just have to just dive in and try it, right? And you could always supplement. I've always, like when I do my sneak, I'll use some of my videos. I'll use a couple people from our team to share a story. Then I'll use one of Mindy's. So you can use different videos, but definitely put yourself in one. So they get to know what team they're joining and who their upline is and stuff like that. And then the last kind of thing I want to talk about, two things. You definitely can, the best coaches are the people that see results, right? So inside and out, I'm not just saying on the outside. So leveraging your challenge groups are so important. So if you have challengers, and you really need to concentrate first on having killer challenge groups. That is what is going to get them the best results. Yes, you can't hold their hand. You can't, you're not going to be there to knock food out of their hands with it, but you can do everything you can and have daily check-ins, make those challenge groups fun, make it a community so they feel supported, and really share the sneak peek in there. Like say, hey guys, we're doing a sneak peek group. I'd love for you to just check it out. Half of you guys are doing what we're doing anyway, and it's just the next level to these challenge groups. Like you will feel the support, and hey, who knows, you may want to inspire someone else. Like now that wasn't scary. right? When I just said that, that wasn't scary. So that's what you're doing. You're just having the conversation with them and planting that seed. And make them feel special in your conversations. Like, I love the post that you, and personal, like, so I love the post that you posted in our challenge group about the water intake. I think it's so important. So many people miss out on that. You are doing exactly what I'm doing. Have you ever thought about coaching? Just like that. And I know that the problem is that we don't do it enough. We're not proactive. And that's that mindset. That's what you have to start being, is proactive. So instead of, oh, I'll wait until someone comes to me or someone sticks out to me, you have to be proactive in thinking, okay, this can bless them. This can be amazing for them. They would rock this. I need to start talking to them about it. And then just getting organized with your month. So we as a team have the same things happen every month. And I think it's really crucial in building your business that you're organized. And I'm the worst person to talk to about organization. I still use a notebook for tracking. It's really bad. But I know our team has a calendar, and it's super, super, super simple. Because I know if it gets too crazy, people will stop following it. So I kept it simple. And you can do whatever you want. But I would keep, like, your sneak peek groups the certain week of every month. Whether it's the first week, the second week, whatever you decide or whatever you want to do, that's how you should do it. Have it a certain week. Your challenge groups always start a certain week. That way you have a calendar of how your months go. Melanie Mitro, super awesome at this. This is why she's successful, because she sticks to it. So I know every first week of the month, my challenge groups start. So when do I have to start talking about it? Well, the mid of the month before, like in the middle, right? So I start talking about it during that time. Now, I have my sneak peeks in the second week of the month because I do recruiting the first week and the second week of the month, and then recruiting for a challenge group the third and the fourth week. So that's what works for me. You guys have to just kind of look at a calendar and see what works for you. And what's so cool about this, you could develop like a little calendar, and then you could share it with your team, and they're all following the suit. They're all following the same thing you're doing, right? It just makes it super easy. Then you could do a challenge group for your team if you'd like. Or if you don't have a big team, you could always do challenge groups with a success partner or a couple other people on the same team or whatever. And you guys could kind of combine and come together. And I really think that's important, because the challenge groups that they can get, the challengers will get different versions. Like, I know when Micah and I worked together, some people were more attracted to her and some people were more attracted to me, and they could have been on her team, vice versa. But it's cool to have different kind of personalities in a challenge group, leading it, and you also just want to make sure that you're not just leading it, you are a challenger as well. That was another mistake I made in the beginning. So you are a challenger. So people believe that they can do what you're doing, because when you come in as the leader, guess what? People are like, wait, I can't do what she's doing. She's like this fitness, whatever. So you really need to come in as a challenger. I'm a lifelong challenger, and I am loving being part of the support and community, So I'm going to recap a little if I can remember everything I talked about. So mindset, super, super important. First and foremost, you need to take care of yourself and fill your own cup. That is with health and fitness. That is with Shakeology and nutrition. And that is with your personal development. And I'm telling you, people will notice, and you will notice a change in yourself if you fall flat in any of those areas. I know for my coaches, first thing I ask them when they haven't been seeing results in their business, they are in a funk. I say, how are you doing with your health and fitness? And it's so funny, like they could just make a change in that, and in 2 weeks, they're like ready to conquer the world. So true, even with myself. When I'm in a funk in my health and fitness, I'm in a funk in everything, because I don't want to do anything. I'm lazy. That it takes over, right? It takes over. So mindset shift, knowing that this is for a blessing for others, not for yourself, but for others. This can be huge in their lives. And if you haven't experienced that, you watch video after video of success stories, and it will rock your world. Second is attracting your ideal coach. It all happens on your Facebook page, and just knowing who you are and what you want on your team. Like, envision the type of people you want on your team. Who do you want to be around you? What kind of people do you want around you? What kind of people do you want on this journey with you? What kind of friends do you want to have? Because that's what they are. They're friends. And then how to share the coaching opportunity, and all of those ways that I shared with you. And a lot of it, remember, is behind the scenes, and that's what a lot of people miss. They think that if they just post about it, it will happen, but it doesn't. I would say 95% of it is behind the scenes. But you definitely still have to post about it. But they will ask you in your conversations because of the posts that they see. It makes presenting the business and inviting to a challenge group so much easier because of your consistency on your Facebook page. I'll tell you right now, people ask me all the time because they see the consistency. They see what I'm doing. It's right there in front of them. But if they don't see anything on your page, it's never going to come up in conversation. It makes it really hard to come up in conversation, and you don't want to feel like you're trying to pull stuff out of them, right? So definitely the consistency, because before they respond to your private messages, they're going to look on your Facebook page, and they're probably, if it's something that they like, they're going to respond. If they're looking at your page saying, oh, I could be friends with her, she seems cool, they're going to respond, and what you're doing on your page is going to come up in the conversation naturally. And that's what we want. We don't want to feel awkward. We don't want to feel weird in our conversations. We want it to be normal. And that's the only way. That's why it's a whole package deal. You know, we have to, as coaches, show up every day on our Facebook page and our social media, Instagram, if that's what you're using, great. Whatever you're using, showing up every day and building those relationships. And that's the basis of our business. So I hope that it was value to you guys. I hope that you got stuff from it. I know that it's really hard to jump into this business and kind of figure your way through, but I'm going to tell you something. Stick with this. It can be amazing for your life, and keep it super simple. Remember, building relationships and showing up every day. Honestly, that's it. Mindy, are you there?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Tara. Don't mute yourself yet.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you some questions here.
Okay.
Okay. So I know that you said your top couple books. Were those the books that you mentioned? Were those the books that you read right off the gate, or were those your favorite books like throughout your career?
Okay, so I read The Go-Getter right out the gate. I read GoPro. Because I needed that. I just didn't know how to talk to people about, there is a way to present the business. There is a way to invite to things. You definitely put your own spin on it and be real, but I'm telling you, GoPro was a game changer because of that whole setting the time, the follow-up time. And I wouldn't have done that before. I would have been like, oh, just get back to me,
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, I love that book too. And you can get that on audio, guys, too. So if you're more of an audiobook reader, you can download that book on audio, but that book is amazing. I agree.
Yes.
Is there any other ones?
I love Joel Osteen. I love The Power of I Am and You Can, You Will. Those were two good ones for me, and I read them over and over. So I tend to read books that I need, that meet the need at that time for me. What else did I read that was really good? I'm looking through. So The Go-Givers, the whole series. Slight Edge was great. I did read The Compound Effect at the beginning as well. I'm just looking through all of my Audibles. Yeah, and anything by Darren Hardy. I mean, like, he had, especially now, I love reading him now, but even in the beginning, it's those types of books. I feel like I balance between faith-based and then, business-oriented books. And I feel like it's a good mix, but you definitely have to find something that just speaks to you. Eat That Frog. Is that one? Is That Frog, right? That was good because I hated the inviting process. And now that's the first thing I do because I know it's important, right?
Okay, yeah. And I just want to mention something else about Tara is that she now wakes up early, right? Am I right? What time do you wake up before, like 2 hours before everyone else?
Yeah, so I wake
And
up, well, yeah, when I was working, I was waking up at 4-ish because I had to, but now I wake up at 5. And I actually go for a PD walk because it's the only way I could kind of get my mind focused instead of just listening to something at home. I tend to try to do 50 other things. So every morning I wake up and do that because it's a must. I feel like starting your day with that, it makes me just a better person, a better mom, a better wife, and a better leader,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. So that's just the reason why I'm asking these questions and I want the listeners to hear this is because success leaves clues. Look at the habits and characteristics of other successful people. And the best thing about this, you guys, is guess what? Tara wasn't just born with all these habits. She wasn't just like, oh, I'm an early riser and I love to work and I'm a workaholic and da 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 da. No, these are all things that you can create these habits in your own business and in your own life. Everything that we talk about on every team call, but of course you just listen to this one, these are all things that you can learn, that you can master. So when you're looking at Tara and you see, wow, she is such a great speaker. What right out of the gate, was she a great speaker? I don't know that, but I don't.
No.
Tara, were you ever a public speaker?
Horrible.
Are you a professional speaker in another life?
Let me just tell you this quick story. I was in an English class in high school, and it was public speaking portion of it. We had to like pick something out of a box and talk about it. I stood there frozen. I couldn't even talk. It was like lipstick, and I couldn't talk about it. I didn't even know what to do. Like, that was me. I was not about to get in front of anyone and talk about anything.
Right. And same with me. That was one of the concerns, even listening on a conference call. I was scared I was going to get picked, like in school, like out of the blue, and I'm not going to know the answer or have to speak in front of people. But you know what? Hang on, I'm on a call.
It's like the worst thing.
I'm on a call. Exactly. Something that she has gotten, as you can see, excellent at, and she's also enjoying it. Her and I were texting a couple weeks ago, and she said, I actually like speaking now. I mean, it's something that scared the crap out of us before, and now we enjoy it because it's something we learned. So you don't have to join and from day one be the best at everything. You just keep every single day doing the basic things consistently over and over and over, reading your personal development, doing positive affirmations, and really, truly that mindset shift that she was talking about. You have to believe and see yourself being able to do these things because they're learnable. I can't say that enough. You can do this because these are things that are all learnable. Yep. So the last question I have for you, Tara, is how many coaches on average do you think that you recruit a month?
I now is about 10, but when I was a new coach, I think for the first 2 years, it was the first year was about 5. And I just was like, I made that a point, and they could have been discount or business builders. Like I just said, I have to just reach the goal of 5 a month. And that was it. Now it's like, I would say 5 to 10 because, some months could be a little different.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you mentioned that because, it's hard to tell. Okay, you see these amazing, awesome top coaches like Tara, and you wonder, okay, what should my goal be? because your goals are different than mine. Your goals are different than Tara's. But if you do want to be an elite coach, a 15-star diamond, 5 to 10 coaches a month is what you're going to have to do. And I'm sure it wasn't like from day one that she was recruiting 10 coaches. You know what I mean? But you just inviting, talking to people, messaging people, doing the things that she went over today, over time, you're going to be able to do that too. But you have to be consistent. You have to be meeting new people every single day. You have to be putting this opportunity in front of people like we talked about today. You have to do those things or you're never going to hit that mark of 5 to 10 coaches. So just review your notes, because I mean, I just can't thank you enough, Tara. This call was awesome. Yeah. And I just hope that everyone on the call, if you didn't take notes, make sure you re-listen to this call and take notes. So you have, it's kind of like a to-do list for you. Like, this is what I got to do to get to this point in my business. I think that a lot of people focus, when they join this business, they focus on the sales aspect of this business, which is fine. It's totally fine. But that residual income, that income that you get paid even if you're on vacation, and the way that you're going to be able to serve more people is by growing your team. You're one person and you can do amazing things. You can do amazing things. But Tara has had the ability to change so many more lives because she's added people to her team, trained them to do what she is doing, and now they're helping their circle of people they know, and they're meeting people every single day. So they're helping hundreds of people, and then they're adding their own coaches, and then those people are changing others' lives. And then those people are joining as a coach and learning the basics and growing their own team, and then those people are changing lives. So it's like that domino effect. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why it's really important for you to be growing your team. If you want to be an elite coach, if you want to have a 6-figure income, if you want to have that residual income, team building is where it's at. Okay. So again, Tara, thank you so much for getting on today. Thank you for sharing those amazing tips. The same link that you clicked to get on this call is the recording. Share. If you love your team or your success partners, share the link so they can hear this too. And then I will see you guys next week, where we'll have Janelle on our call. Okay. Have a great day, guys. And Tara, thanks again. This was awesome.
Thank you. Bye, guys.